on this week's KSP News Show.
Cargo bays from Spaceplane Plus delayed, we look at the full story. And, with 0.25 entering the QA testing phase, what would you most like to see if you had control of Kerbal development? All that and more on this week's KSP News Show. Reporting live from the Kerbal Space Center, it's your host, Jinli Kerman. Good morning, evening and afternoon, my fellow Kerbonauts. My name is Jinli Kerman and welcome to the KSP News Show. Information has been slightly thin on the ground this week, but nevertheless we have a couple of brilliant stories to tell you. Well, the first one isn't quite so brilliant, but we shall get on to that right now. So yes, let's get straight on with that story right away, and that is possibly that cargo bays from the Spaceplane Plus mod, which as we all know is going to be implemented into the stock version of KSP in 0.25. The cargo bays may not be getting added anymore. Kerbal Space Program posted this up on their Facebook page about midweek sort of time. In fact, no, it says it was Saturday, yesterday. They say, we are working on putting these in 0.25, but if they can't make it in, enjoy your preview of a future update, followed by a picture of the opened and closed cargo bays. But then after that, a guy called Leo Lincourt commented on it and he said, that's a bit passive aggressive, isn't it? And then Kerbal Space Program actually replied to it and they said, we're working on trying to get these into the next update, but we're not 100% sure on it yet. A lot of people have been asking about it, so we decided to at least go ahead and let them know it's being worked on, just so that, again, they're just keeping us updated with it. And a bit later on they say, don't they want to incorporate Fire Spitter, which, in case you didn't know, is basically what makes the parts animate, so makes the doors open and close in both B9 and Spaceplane Plus, and all of the other cool animations like the cockpit lights turning on and everything. And Kerbal Space Program replies to this guy called Lance. He says, I have to ask, what changes are you making to Spaceplane Plus that makes it unsure they might not be able to make it into the next patch, considering we put it in game data and done? Not trying to sound trolly, by the way, I was just curious as how it's been made different from stock. And Kerbal Space Program replied then, Lance, it has something to do with the development schedule as it is right now, and adding some time in case anything happens in the process. There's a 95% chance that it makes it in right now. If it doesn't, it should be in the following update. So really, there is nothing to worry about, I don't think. I think that cargo bays will still be implemented into 0.25. It's just, I think that Squad are currently having problems with implementing Fire Spitter into their own way, because they don't want to use a third-party program in order to make their cargo bays work. They want it to all work with their own coding and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think there's much to worry about here, but it's just an update for you guys because it is a little bit of news and I thought you might like it. So yeah, on to the next story. Moving on, our next story for today is, well, it's not really a story really. I mean, in the past week, there hasn't been all that much news regarding 0.25 or Kerbal Space Program as a whole. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to make this slightly shorter than usual episode to ask you guys a question. And that question is, what do you want to see if you could be in Squad's shoes for a week or so? What would you make in 0.25? What would you add if you could add literally anything, as long as it's within the confines of reality and plausibility and the technical restrictions of the Unity engine? What would you actually like to see? I was thinking about this earlier, and I would honestly like to see some stock clouds, because if you look at Kerbin and some of the other planets without like visual enhancement mods like Astronomer's Visuals and Renaissance, it kind of just looks like a piece of plasticine hanging in space. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. I think Eve looks quite nice, stock, but most of the planets, to be fair, in stock, they like I just said, they look like pieces of plasticine endlessly suspended in space. So what I want you guys to tell me is, what would you like to see? Like, personally, I think visual enhancements is something that I would like, but obviously that's not up to me at the end of the day. That's up to Squad and their art style that they're taking for the game, which is obviously quite simplistic and cartoony. And obviously they have mods for visual enhancements such as Astronomer's Visuals and Renaissance, as well as the clouds. But like I say, I want to know what you guys think. If you could add absolutely anything, and I mean anything so long as it's within the realms of plausibility, into Kerbal Space Program, what would it be? I also think a single player campaign mode would be nice, where you followed like a storyline or something like that. It would be a nice game mode. I know that's probably never going to be added, but I personally, just my personal opinion, I think that would be quite a nice thing to add. So yeah, leave them in the comments section down below. But that's pretty much it for this episode. I mean, I know it was very short, but there has literally been nothing this week in terms of news. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys next week. I will try and get a video out in midweek, but like I say, I'm back in school now and things are very hard to schedule and stuff like that with YouTube. And also MSI Afterburner is plaguing me so badly. I was trying to do a moon mission for you guys about Wednesday, and I did a whole hour and 10 mission, recorded it all, went to go edit it in post commentary, and all of the files were corrupted. They're about 3 kilobytes in size, and I think I raged so hard I almost broke my desk. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this guys, for my little rant at MSI Afterburner at the end. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like, because it really does help us out. Also, do the good thing and subscribe. We are 10 subscribers away as of recording this video from 100 subscribers, and I'm thinking about doing something epic for that 100 subscriber milestone. Not quite sure what that will be yet. But guys, remember to like and subscribe. But this is Jinley Kerman signing off. Stay classy.